Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amal with name 119-503-080-0184. And today I will explain about Metropolis literature and the representation of imperialism or colonialism. The topic for this lesson describe the concept of well-being, describe the context of Metropolis literature, then how can three women novel as part of Metropolis literature become the imperialist colonialist text, describe the critical phrase used by Spivak in the construction, the vision of imperialism colonialism in three novels, and what is the linkage between post-colonialism and feminism. First is the concept of well-being. Not only the study of British literature, but in the study of literature of the European colonizing culture is created of imperialism. The word produce a narrative in literary history of the well-being, or what now is called the third word. Wording here particularly unfortunate when the emergent perspective of feminist criticism reproduce the axiom of imperialism. Spivak believes the sense of independence and individuality possessed by these critics and authors was earned on the back of women from the third world, seeing this third world woman as weaker, disrespectful, and lacking the impetus of self-assurance of Anglo-American women. Moreover, in telling women from the third world to respect themselves and challenge their society by openly defying harmful customs. Spivak believes this women take on the characteristic of imperialist and imperial delusion, working under assumption and assured belief that are blind to actuality of the situation they face. And the second is context of Metropolis literature. Metropolis literature formed as a consequence of industrial revolution which shaped alienation, darkness, ruthlessness, and disorientation. The modernist individual is caught in an existential deep anxiety or dread, typically an unfocused one about the human condition or the state of the world, devoid of dignity, purpose, value, and meaning reminiscence. And third is how can the three women novel as part of Metropolis literature become the imperialist colonialist text. Domestic society through the sexual reproduction constituted as companion love, and imperialist project constituted as civil society through social mission. So the imperial metropolis has given in the city endless flux and constantly changing and transforming the people. Come, go, and settle. And the critical practice used by Spivak in the construction the mission of imperialism colonialism in three novels. There's a 3 point is feminine issues, post-colonialism, and imperialism. For the feminist issue, female do not notice the distance between sexual production and soulmaking, but actually by the unquestioned idiom of imperialist presumption evident. Imperialism and territorial subject constructing project are all violent deconstruction of this opposition. And then post-colonialism have 2 important things in common: concern with explaining form of social and cultural organization whose ambition is to transcend the boundaries of the nation state. They seek to provide new vistas for understanding cultural flow which can no longer be explained by a homogeneous, Eurocentric narrative of the development and social change. On Spivak view, colonialism that happened on European and then imperialism on Spivak view is as a racism combined with the hysteria of masculinism into the idiom of sexual reproduction rather than subject constitution. The role of masculine and feminine individuals are hence diverse and dispersed. And what a linkage between post-colonialism and feminism. Both of post-colonialism and feminism as the movement for the emancipation of the girls should truly eliminate the binary confrontation of logic rather than a reverse way from slave to general. Copy this logic to cancel the gender confrontation between men and women rather than in a different way of continuing of the confrontation. Moreover, the premise of doing so is to go back from the feminist position to individualist position and resist the oppression of both men and women. That's all I can say. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.